I just watched The Rings of Power, episodes 1 and 2, and I enjoyed them. I am still doing the buddy read of The Silmarillion, and no, I haven't finished it yet. And part of that is because of work, and part of that is on purpose. I didn't want to read the Second Age parts until I'd seen the first 2 episodes of The Rings of Power. I didn't want anything to interfere with my enjoyment of them. I wanted to go in blind as somebody who didn't know anything about the Second Age. I'm not a lore master, I'm just someone who very much enjoys the world that Tolkien created and the characters who live within it. And I liked how they got around the issue of not having the rights to the Silmarillion. I know some of the lore masters had some problems with some of the montages in the early part of the first episode, but I liked them. It gave me a feeling of how things went in the First Age, how bad things were, without having to go into all the details about Feanor, who I absolutely hate. They couldn't show Ungoliant destroying the trees, but we still do get to see the trees, which I was excited about. I also watched the Nerd of the Rings breakdown at episode 1, which was fabulous. I highly recommend that. Looking for more detail on what you saw in the episode and where it deviated. And also what things are missing from all those beautiful maps that we see in there. One thing that the Nerd of the Rings brought up was how Arundel is like sort of a stoic elf. I really liked that. I thought he was a great contrast to Galadriel being very gung-ho and sort of a call forward to the elves in the Third Age, because they seem to me to be very stoic throughout the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. I also love the Harfoots and Disa and the dwarves. I know other people hated them, but I love them. Let me have them. I am going to finish reading the Silmarillion, but I also think it's more important to read the appendixes from the Lord of the Rings and the prologue, since that is where a lot of what's going on in the Rings of Power was drawn from, since they didn't have the rights to the Silmarillion. So I think it's going to be better to read those and see what is the source material that they are using and working with. Also, I'm just massively curious, and I read those appendices years ago, and I just don't remember them all that well. Those are my thoughts on the Rings of Power. Thoughts that nobody asked for, but I'm giving them anyways. If you like sweeping fantasies, deep world building, reluctant heroes,